these sudden discoveries, whistles that are blown, and then National Assembly jumps on it, and I think would probably have them reduced, if not, completely eliminated. So investigations are necessarily, they're okay, but the committee system needs to be reevaluated to be sure that we do not need to do popularism. We do not need to ride on public sentiments, get citizens excited, or some money is missing somewhere, so we're investigating. Also, what happened to the committee in charge of that sector? Have they been doing their job? It raises questions, and if we want to be honest, perhaps, we should, this is a time to say, look, enough of all of this drama. Let committees do their job and come up with reports. I mean, if there is a crisis or there is a scandal, so to speak, in a sector, the committee in charge of that sector should be held accountable. You must be able to tell Nigerians, tell the National Assembly how much of oversight it has done and why its oversight has not been effective to check what has happened.
Now, another issue still, this, because you have also clearly said that sometimes the failure, these investigations are born out of poor oversight. I'm still looking in terms of even still value, in terms of after the investigations, a report is presented on the floor of the Senate, it is passed, recommendations are made, and that is the end. So value in terms of what happens to the recommendations from these investigations. The executive, more often than not, would not even touch these recommendations. Though sometimes we saw it in the case of the Babachir grass cutting scandal, where that sort of threw open the lid, on what was happening in that issue.
Yeah, it's a two-way thing. We know practice and the laws. Do not allow resolutions of the National Assembly to be enforceable. They are not binding on the executive. In fact, the executive likes to describe them as advisory, mere advisories. And of course, you can ignore an advice. An ex-president in this country had once told his advisor that, look, yes, you are employed to advise me, but I have a right not to take your advice. So at that level, there isn't actually not much that the National Assembly may be able to do, but also maybe to look at the laws, look at the statutes. Is there a way we can, and of course, look at the politics involved? And indeed, this is where it calls to question the issue of majority, so-called majority, party majority. If the majority, the political party in majority is the one that controls the government, the one in the National Assembly as well, one would expect that there will be less of these frictions, there will be less of all of these, antagonism. We should be able to see more of cooperation, more of collaboration. And it's not about whether, the interest of one arm of government is at stake or the other, but national interests, should be paramount. If that is the case, as projected, as promoted by the political party in power, then we should see less of this, and we should allow some of these, it's not binding, it's not legally binding, but I mean, what about the morality of the issue? Why did it take up to a year before the Babachir issue was acted upon by the executive? And as we speak, that issue has not been fully, taken into account because the fellow is yet to be taken to court. Yes, he has been eased out of office after a year of that discovery, after a year of that scandal, but what happens after then? So these are the issues. The party in power should be able to, I am not being specific, that is the role, the mobilizing role of political parties. They should have a way of being able to bring members at both arms of government to the table and say, look, for the smooth running of government, this is how we think we should let it go. But let's come back to the National Assembly. We think that beyond having all of these reports and committee investigations, what are they doing themselves as lawmakers to ensure that these reports are also seen to carry the weight of morality, to carry the weight of law, and carry the weight of objectivity? If these three ingredients are taken into account, I think more of public pressure, public opinion would weigh more, like we did see in the Babachir case, on the executive. So, look, you have to act on this.
Now, this is where we draw the curtains on this week's edition of the Gavel. If you have any views on any of the issues discussed, please email us on thegavel@channelstv.com. Thank you for staying with us, and Happy New Year.